Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we are going to be looking at one of Victorinox's larger knives. These come in the 111 millimeter as opposed to the 91 millimeter that you'll find in the standard Victorinox or the 93 millimeter that you'll find in their larger ALOX versions. So this one is called the one-hand Trekker. Now mine is a little bit older model, so the key thing to the one-hand Trekker is that it has a one-handed accessible knife blade that is liner locked. Now they used to make it in a straight blade like mine is. I believe now that you can only get this in a serrated edge for the one-hand Trekker. Now that being said, they do have a version out of their Delemont collection, which is called the Ranger Grip 78. That's very, very similar to this one that you can still get in a plain edge. So let's, first of all, let's get through the specs of this guy. This one is going to come in at 111 millimeters in overall length. For us here in the States, that's 4 3/8 of an inch in overall length. The width on here, if you're measuring out to the far outside of this thing, is about 7/8 of an inch, or approximately 22 millimeters. And it's fairly thin too, at 11/16 of an inch, or about 17.5 millimeters. Weight on this is going to come in at 4.65 ounces, or about 131 grams. So overall, this is a pretty decently sized knife. Now for the knife blade itself, this is going to be 79 millimeters, or just over 3 inches at 3 1/8 of an inch. So it is a very nice carry knife. Now, the one downside to these knives is that they don't come with pocket clips, and this is getting into a little larger size knife, and one that I would definitely prefer had some type of a clip on it. But they do have a number of different pouches that that are available for these size knives from Victorinox, and I'll leave some links in the description box below, both for the knife and for some of those pouches. So let's go through the remainder of the tool. So first of all, as we mentioned, that knife blade is the key selling point to this one, being one-handed opening and having a liner lock. Now the liner lock is a little tough to get accustomed to if you're right-handed like me. It actually, the liner would work in the opposite direction of what you would normally be accustomed to. So the two standardized tools on Victorinox come with this. So you get your can opener with your 3 millimeter screwdriver, and then on the other side you get the 7 millimeter screwdriver, which locks in at the 90-degree position. That also includes the bottle cap lifter, and it comes with the little wire stripper as well. Now what's unique to this screwdriver and this model of knife from Victorinox is that this driver also locks. So this one has a liner lock with it. Now that is one feature that I do very much like with this knife, especially using this as a pry tool or as a screwdriver. The fact that it locks into place is actually a very nice feature. Now, one of those other knives that we talked about, the Ranger Grip 78, while it comes in similar styling, it's not quite the same locking features that you're going to have with the knife and the screwdriver. First of all, on the knife blade, it uses the shield is going to be the press to release the lock for the knife blade, and their screwdriver doesn't actually lock in until you submit pressure onto it, and then it pushes back into the body of the knife and thereby locks it in place, keeps it from folding over. So that one doesn't have a liner lock. Now on the opposite side, and one reason why someone might want to carry this particular knife is that this is going to come with a very nice saw blade. So the saw blade on this is not going to be locking though. That's one thing to note. This is a great knife for the outdoorsman. So a saw blade is something that you definitely want to have on you if you find yourself camping and hiking a lot, or just doing general outdoor activities. It's a very nice saw blade to have on there, and it's one of the largest, probably the largest saw blade that I know of on a Victorinox knife. The Delemont Collection might be longer a little bit. I haven't gotten one of those, and it's one I need to pick up. So, but at any rate, it is a very, very nice saw blade. Now on the back side, for the one-hand Trekker, you get the Phillips screwdriver, and then it's going to come with the awl with that you find in the reamer awl that you find in a lot of Victorinox knives as well. And it also has the key ring, and then the two scale tools are going to be your tweezers, and on the other side you get the toothpick. So overall, this is a very nice knife. The selling point to this one obviously is going to be that one-hand accessible blade. That's something that is not necessarily a feature that you find on a lot of Victorinox knives. Now, like I said before, to my knowledge, the one-hand trekker only comes in a serrated blade now. Now, you can get the regular version of this, is just the trekker, where it won't have this large opening here for retracting the knife blade. That's just the regular trekker. I believe it also only comes now in a serrated blade, but the Ranger Grip 78 that we mentioned before, you can get that in plain blade. So apart from really the only downside to this knife, and I like this knife quite a little bit, the only downside to this one, to me, is the fact that a larger knife like this, I think, should incorporate a clip to carry it. That's my only criticism of this knife. I actually like these black scales. They're a little bit different than what you get in the regular red scales or red, black, or various different color scales that you get on regular Victorinox knives, like is on this Tinker. They have more of a textured grip to them, and they don't scuff up as easily, and so the knife looks better for longer. I like this size knife. If you're only carrying one tool, not using this as kind of an accessory or as a backup to something else, getting into these larger knife blades or larger knives from Victorinox might be the better option. And they have several different versions of these tools that come with different tooling apart from just stuff like we got here with the one-hand trekker. Overall, this is a very, very good knife. I do wish that they come with the straight blade or the straight edge, or continue to come with the straight edge, but I'm pretty sure, and you Victorinox experts out there might correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure it only comes in the serrated blade now. At any rate, this is the Victorinox one-hand trekker. I'm going to leave links in the description box below for this one, as well as the regular trekker, the Ranger Grip 78, and a couple of different pouches that you can acquire for these size of knives. My name is Ben. You've been watching the Texas Tool Crib, and I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.